clarify for our listeners at home who may not understand the attitude that gets thrown around quite frequently among, we could call them traditional jazz players, about smooth jazz, is generally in smooth jazz, there's going to be less complexities in the harmony. If we were to play a solo over it, from just a changes perspective, it would not be as hard. But I think we can very easily make the argument, which is what you were saying, which is, well, okay, maybe we're not doing giant steps, but how can you make these changes sing? How can you make these changes worthwhile? How can you put the art into these changes? And I think the sort of clap back is, well, if you're an artist, you can make it work and you can make art out of whatever genre you put yourself into, and genre becomes inconsequential because it's only a tapestry and a wrapping paper for the actual art itself. If you're going to touch someone, if you're going to improve someone's life, you're going to touch someone, you're going to improve someone's life. I think the second part of the clapback is, well, how many people are reached by a smooth jazz album versus a standard jazz album? And again, I have standard people on this podcast all the time, and I'm sure they're going to come back at me with a whole bunch of stuff about what I just said, and I cannot wait for those conversations. But just to explain for listeners to understand that there's a certain level of technical ability and understanding of harmony that goes into playing, for example, giant steps. That would not be a prerequisite for the particular notes that are generally used in smooth jazz. And for that reason, some standard, we could call them classical jazz players, take issue with smooth jazz.